Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to focus a bit on the one-sided arguments when it comes to US interventionism around the world. After recent strikes between Iran and the US, there was a new mural in Iran showing Trump in a coffin with the words, "We kill Trump," as well as another mural with coffins draped with American flags showing the deaths of Trump and members of his family with the words, "Blood for blood." These are threatening images, and the idea behind them is quite obvious. Iran would like to kill Trump for what the US president has done to Iran. But I want to focus on the issue of how this is being portrayed. For one thing, under Trump's first term, he ordered the assassination of General Soleimani in a missile strike. Under Trump's second term, he had the Ayatollah killed, as well as his successor, who was severely injured in another strike. Although all these things were covered when they happened, they were more under the guise of a routine, like this was the way things were meant to happen. In journalism, there is a reminder to decide if a story is worthwhile. For example, dog bites man. Very normal, everyday stuff. No need to publish that. But if man bites dog, there is a bit of news right there. The idea is similar here. If the US threatens or even actually kills members of a foreign government, that's just the way it is and has always meant to be. But if Iran or any other country threatens to kill the American president, then man bites dog. We're in the reverse of what's normal. So where does this standard come from? Even going further back until this year, it was an international rule that one did not simply go into another country and kidnap a sitting president. But Trump ordered the abduction and arrest of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. And that happened only in January of this year. This shouldn't be a normal story, but yet many people in the media describe Maduro as a tyrant and as a bad man, so it was justified. I'm not speaking in defense of Maduro, but more importantly, the US have gotten involved. Why is the US allowed to decide who rules what country other than their own people? When Putin launched the invasion of Ukraine, the whole Western world decided to help stop that invasion. So why does the US and Trump get to do that and not be sanctioned? Another example are the US military bases all around the world. As of recording, there are over 750 US military bases around the world, yet when China wanted to build a military base in Africa at the request of those countries, then all of a sudden, China is trying to take over the world. So this double standard of the US being able to do what it wants and everyone else should do what the US says is getting to the point where the American supremacy on the world stage is coming to an end. So who should be in charge? Well, why does anyone need to be in charge? Why can't we focus on treating each country with their own sovereignty? Why not let the people of their respective countries decide what they do with their own land and people? Is that being naive? Probably. But why do other countries of the world allow this double standard to play out? Why doesn't the EU stand up to the US when it tries to dictate terms in other parts of the world, especially their own? Now that the US has alienated its allies for over the last few years, between threatening Canada with annexation, telling Denmark that Greenland would be better under American control, what is holding the US back from doing anything and everything it wants? Am I calling for any action against the US? No. All I'm saying is that when people report these stories, to do it from the same perspective and the same standard. If the US does what Russia has done, it should be covered the same way. If a country, no matter who, invades another country, then those stories should be read as both an invading force has illegally entered another country. If we don't do that from the news perspective, then we aren't telling the truth. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think one country should have more say over another? Let me know in the comments. But that's all for this week. Thank you for tuning in, and watch out for yourselves and for each other, and I'll see you in the next one.